I feel like I'm doing pretty good here. So here's some advice that I would give my past self, because we're in the future, well, present. But if you're watching this, then it's in the future. Okay, number 1. What's up, all you cool cats and kittens? Yeah. I'm wearing this fun, like sweater, jacket, whatever it's called. I'm wearing it in honor of Carol Baskin's husband, who is not dead. He's actually alive and well. And we love that for him. Yeah. There are a lot of videos out there that tell you how to move to New York, step-by-step guide, how to find an apartment, do's and don'ts for whatever it may be on how to get here to New York. I really wanted to make videos about what the next steps are once you get here. I wanted to make them specifically for New York because New York is different. Like, to be here, to live here, to move here, you have to be different. You did make the move here and you're settled and you're trying to figure out what are the next steps. Number 1, pat yourself on the back because you did something that millions of people will say that they're gonna do, but will never actually do it. Here are 4 lessons that I've learned in the 4 years that I have lived in New York that has helped me to get that New York mindset. Consistency is key. Like, no, that shouldn't be number 1. Number 1, think of New York as Euphoria. Like, New York is completely different. New York is completely different from the rest of the country, you know, especially if I came from Texas, okay? It was a complete culture shock when I first moved to New York. You know, I completely had to not change, but reevaluate the things that I believed in, the things that I was taught growing up, because things are totally different here. You're giving a fresh, clean slate when you come to New York. You're able to believe in things that you want to believe. You're able to be friends with new people that you might have never thought you would be friends with, and you're able to really find yourself here. It really, truly is a little euphoria bubble that is kind of, honestly, I would say sheltered compared to the rest of the world. I would even say as well that your personal life here moves slow compared to your work career life, which is the opposite in a lot of other states. Like, a lot of other states, people date differently, people get married quicker, start having kids, settling down, buying homes, really establishing their personal life, and that seems to move quicker than their career life. Here, it's different. When you come to New York, you're moving here for a reason. People just don't move here because they're just like, yeah, I want to struggle. No, you're moving here for a motive, for a reason, and it's usually due to ambition for your career. Your career will hit pretty quickly here if you are doing things correctly, obviously, and hustling and doing what you're supposed to do. Things move pretty quickly here for your career compared to your personal life, meaning like dating. Dating sucks here. This is no like a freaking plot twist here. We all know that dating sucks in New York, and that I believe it is strictly because of that reason. People come here for ambitions, for their own personal goals and fulfillments in life. They're not thinking about settling down and having children and being in a relationship and marriage. Like, that's just something that people here are just not thinking of.
Again, I'm only 27. What am I, a child bride?
And you need to change how you think. Not saying change who you are, but change how you think and how you go about everyday life in New York. If you adopt this metaphor that I'm giving you, then you'll be able to understand better. I personally see New York as a big university, right? Like, people have their different majors, they're all coming here to study and, you know, get better at their craft, and we all live in our own separate little dorm rooms. You know, we got the Brooklyn Hall and the Bronx Hall and the Queens Hall and Manhattan Hall. Manhattan Hall is a little bougie. Brooklyn Hall is the real artsy one. You know, like, everyone has their own spot in their own place, and we are all just studying at the University of New York about life and living life in the university. It feels like I'm still at school is what I'm trying to say. Lesson number two, I've learned that it will get better. There are going to be hard times. This is obvious. This is life. There are ups and downs in life, but specifically in New York. I remember I call my best friend every single week and we talk about just life and everything that we're going through. And I remember one conversation that we had was, she literally called me and was like, why do you like to struggle? Like, why do you like to make your life harder than what it needs to be? And because, like, the stories that I had, the things that I go through, it's not normal. You know, like, the stories that I would tell her are things that normal people don't go through in everyday life, but you're gonna go through it here because that's New York.
You know who is and who isn't from New York. If they looked, they're not from New York.
But you will be able to adapt. You'll be able to learn, you know, why you go through certain things, why people act certain ways here. You know, it will get better. You just have to hang in there and give yourself a chance to adapt to your new surroundings. And, you know, things are different. Just like how you have to learn how to take the subway, you're gonna start to learn, like, okay, I need to leave this amount of time earlier. If the commute's 30 minutes, guess what? I'm gonna add an extra 20 minutes just in case, because something will always happen. These little things you have to learn by doing. It's not something that you necessarily just know off the bat going in, but you need to be able to give yourself a chance to adapt and learn these little things, you know? Learn what trains are easier, learn what trains are doing work over the weekend, learn what things not to do with your coworkers that piss them off, or things that you shouldn't be saying here in New York, or, you know, things that where the food is trash because they have rats in the kitchen. I mean, I'm sure every kitchen in New York has rats, but that's not the point. You need to give yourself a chance. Give yourself a chance. Give yourself a chance to adapt. Give yourself a chance to make mistakes. Give yourself a chance to learn. Because it's through that process that you'll start to thrive, and you'll be quicker on your feet, and you'll understand the ways of New York. Leading into that, number 3 tip is you have to begin to provide and give yourself opportunities, because no one else is going to give that to you. I spent my whole first 2 years in New York trying to prove myself to someone, when it turns out that I needed to prove myself to myself. It's crazy. It's like Inception. Maybe not. But once you start to give yourself a chance, I promise you things are going to look up, and things will actually start moving and getting better for you. The only person that really needs to believe in you is yourself. And once you start having this positive energy that you see on yourself, you start to see your own worth, you start to see your own value, other people are going to see that as well. If you're speaking these things that you want into existence, and you're working and putting in the hustle and showing yourself that you believe in yourself, other people are going to notice that. They're going to notice your actions. They're going to notice that you've been working and hustling and posting more videos, or spending more hours at work, or spending more time at the gym. If you are giving yourself these chances and opportunities, then positive things are going to automatically attract to you. For me, like I said, I spent the first 2 years working, trying to prove myself to other people. And I would look around and I'd see like, okay, this is what everyone else is doing as well. The people who have been here for years, this is just the process, the totem pole that you have to go up to, get to where they are, and then they'll move on, and then blah, blah, blah. That, no, you do not have to follow this process. It wasn't until I learned this that things really start to take off for me, COVID obviously happened. We all got laid off. I was forced to make those opportunities and changes for myself and to take a chance on myself, because it was either that or move back to Texas at that point. You don't have a job, so I freelance. Decided to take a chance on myself. I knew it was something that I could do. Yeah, the first step was a little shaky and wasn't really sure what direction to go, but I obviously learned that. I was able to show myself that what I'm capable of doing, which ultimately led to other people seeing what I was capable of doing, therefore landing me the job that I have now. Of course, this is not the end goal for me. I'm obviously still doing things on my own, trying to be creative and figure out other routes. But it started with me realizing that I can do more, that I am different, taking that chance on myself and stepping outside of the box, the norm, and showing people, hey, I'm doing this for me because I believe in me, and you should believe in me too.
Wow. I don't know what to say. It's feeling like me season right now. I feel so bad for anybody who doesn't fuck with me. Mute me, block me, whatever you need to do, because it's a me season right now. It's my time.
Just because you are not seeing results that you may want to see, just because things are not moving fast enough or as fast as you would like it, doesn't mean that you should stop and be like, oh, well, I gave it a chance. You know that you fully did not give it a chance. So you have to stay consistent and keep trying. And like, who's to say, like, everything you hoped and dreamed, it can't just happen all at once for you. Like, it has to happen periodically, and there's a reason for everything. There's a reason why things take a certain amount of time, and you just can't just give up easily like that. It's truly all about the journey. You have to take in the little victories for yourself, because those are the moments, those are the key moments that you are actually going to remember. Yeah, you'll remember when you ended up making it and blah, 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 but the feeling of knowing the journey and what it took for you to get there, that is what's going to make the top and you winning so much more valuable, so much more like hit home and worth it. If you give up on yourself, then you don't really believe in yourself. You don't really believe that this is something that you can achieve, so you quit. And another thing too about it is that you have to truly love what you do. I feel like this video has nothing to do with New York, but you have to truly love what you do, because in those moments, if you really enjoy what you're doing and you're having fun with what you're doing, it's obviously not going to feel like work, and it's gonna make you want to stay consistent with it. If you are truly enjoying what you're doing, then you're going to be consistent with it. So reevaluate what you're doing it for. What are your reasonings? Why do you wake up in the morning and do what you do every day? Is it bringing you joy? And if not, then you should reevaluate and figure out what will bring you joy and find ways to tighten up that craft and expand that. It's gonna take time. It will. Hi, hopefully I got everything I needed to say from that. My storage is full, so it stopped recording. But anyway, hopefully you like this video. I'm gonna make a series about training your New York mind steps. What are kind of next steps to think about when you have moved here and you're good and settled. And I'm also gonna make some videos about my favorite places and my favorite neighborhoods. So keep track of my uploads. I upload once a week, and I will try and I will stay consistent. I will see, I'm still training my mindset. I will stay consistent. So also let me know if you guys want me to make any certain type of videos based on New York, if you guys have any questions. But thank you for watching. See you in your next one. Bye.